Hi there, welcome back to the Kellner Chronicles, episode 28. Tourism Travel in the Philippines 2021 update. Don't believe the ebegger hype. But first, before we start episode 28, just a heads up, it's been 2 weeks since my last video. I've been extremely busy with either live streams or night shifts. And we've just, as you can see, re-entered normal service as the lockdown has been lifted, sort of. We're still in partial lockdown. We've got more movement. That's the good thing. However, I'm doing this video so that you get a clear knowledge of what's going on with regards to travel in 2021. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. Back in a mo. Hi there, welcome back to the Kellner Chronicles, episode 28. A bit of a downer, but hey, we're going to try our best here. This is about tourism and travel in 2021. It is an update, and an update only. It's not a guaranteed thing. And I would advise anybody who is thinking about traveling to listen very carefully, because there is good information here. Unlike certain vloggers, or I like to call them e-beggars, who are using this virus and the travel restrictions to pad their views and to bump up their subscriptions. Okay? This is not the case with the Kellner Chronicles. Me, myself, Perry at the Kellner Chronicles would not do this to you. We never have. I never have. I'm not monetized, so this doesn't matter to me whether it gets high views or not. The higher the views it gets, the better, because I want people to understand what's going on. Okay, so we're going to start. There's been a lot of talk about whether you can travel to the Philippines as a tourist this year. The biggest problem we have at the moment are certain vloggers that are telling you you can. Don't believe the hype. Be very careful with that one, because I have seen already that certain unscrupulous vloggers or e-beggars have actually caused people to lose money by booking tickets which were later cancelled. They will now not contact or be in contact with these people that have been victimed by them. So be careful who you listen to. Right, so first and foremost, who's a good person to listen to? As a vlogger, one of the best that I've found so far, and I've been studying her work for the last few weeks, is a Filipina lass called Jennifer Terry. That's Terri. I'll put a link in the description later. Please listen to her. She's on the ball and on the money for everything. I've checked and researched everything she's done, which is one of the reasons I've been off for quite a while, is because I've been researching what's been going on. I've been waiting to see what's happened or happens with these updates. So as of the 1st of February, everything's changing. Not necessarily for the better. So for those of you wishing to travel to the Philippines for whatever reason, whether to see a girlfriend, whether to have a holiday, whether to go back to your second home or whatever, we need to take careful consideration of what we're going to do. First and foremost, when will Phil's open? When will the Philippines open for tourism? Not any time soon. Understand this. Right now, you are looking at best the third or fourth quarter of 2021. Malacanang Palace and Rodrigo Duterte, the president, has made it very clear. The Immigration Bureau has also made it very clear. They are moving things back each time by 3 months. Why? Because they're trying to control the virus spread in the country. Normal. Okay? We all want to travel. I haven't been back to the Philippines for over 2 years, and it's winding me up. And my kids want to see me. But there's nothing I can do. Okay? So I've got to be reasonable. And I suggest the rest of you are too. Save your money. Don't buy tickets just yet. Your money is better put into an account specifically for your holidays, leave it there, and when the time is right, then go for it. But right now, don't. Right, I'll explain. Tourism is the last thing on the list of the Philippines. Though the Philippines is financially hurting because of the lack of tourism, and they've lost a shed load of money, as every country has, due to this pandemic, they are still being very protective of their own. And it's understandable. So tourists will not be allowed. However, if you're a former Filipino or a family member of a Filipino or Filipina, you may be allowed back in the country so long as you follow the same things. You have the correct visas or the bilik bayan rule, and you're going with your spouse and you have all the paperwork to back that up. That will help you. However, if you're trying to go as a tourist and you're not a businessman or something like that, you're not going to have a chance. Okay? They will not honor any tourist visas right now, even if you've got a long one. They're not going to honor it. They are trying to protect their people. Can you go if you've been vaccinated? No. Because the same rule applies. Even if you were vaccinated, tourism is still at a standstill. Understand that. No matter how many jabs you've taken, no matter how many different versions of the jab you've taken, it's not going to make a difference. Right now, you cannot go. Tourism, forget it. Okay? So forget about vaccinations and everything like that. All this vaccination passports stories that we heard last year hasn't come into effect. And they won't just yet. They're trying to get to grips with vaccinating everybody, etc., etc. So no matter how much vaccinations you've taken, you can still be potentially a threat. So forget that. Right. Where can you get the best info? As I mentioned earlier, Jennifer Terry, that's Terri, is perhaps one of the best. As I said, links below. Also, go online to the actual Philippines Immigration Bureau website and have a look at what they say there. Malacanang Palace website, check what they say there. And if not, the Philippines Tourism Authority, check their website as well. That's the best thing you can do. Don't listen to the newspapers, because the newspapers invariably get it wrong. These rules are changing moment to moment, day to day. I know from my own job how quickly it's changing, and it is changing fast. So be aware. For instance, the bilik bayan visa scheme was reintroduced on the 7th of December, and by mid-January it was stopped again. Start of February, it's begun again. So things are changing and constantly moving. And no one can tell you directly if you can travel yet. That is up to you to be sure. Tourism, forget it. Homeowner, forget it. You've got to think bigger. Be patient. I know it's a pain. Right? Just so you understand, there are no more tests at the airport. Okay? The testing that they were doing on your arrival won't be there anymore. So if you're a family member or a former Filipino or an OFW or just a returning Filipino, you will not be tested at the airport anymore. You will have to go to either, if you're a Filipino or OFW, to a government-based accredited accommodation, or you, if you're a foreign national going with family, you may have to go to an accredited hotel and spend 5-6 days there. Then on the 5th or 6th day, they will test you. And then the next day, 24 hours later, you will have the results. And if you're clear and you have downloaded and printed off the relevant paperwork, certificate that you need, you will then be allowed to travel to your area of final stay, whether it be in Manila, outside of Manila, in one of the provincial islands or whatever. And there you would have to continue your other 7 days or 8 days quarantine until you're allegedly clear. So this is something to take into consideration. They have just changed the rules slightly to be more accommodating for some and probably less for others. Right. Once again, if you're clear, you still have to quarantine. So let's sum this up. Who are the best people to get news from? The news agencies don't trust too much because, like I say, it's continuously changing. Keep an eye on news reports. Check with the relevant agencies, immigration, tourism, Malacanang Presidential Palace, and decent vloggers like Jennifer Terry. I know I'm pushing her channel because so far I found her information to be invariably hot, right off the presses. So far, and I've watched a lot of her videos and I've checked and cross-referenced it. Yes, it will be correct. Don't believe expats e-bloggers who will just sit there and try to rake you in, clickbait you into getting onto their channel so that they can get more views, etc., etc. And for me, it's just a consideration that if I can get through to one person and make them realize that tourism is right now a no-no, and they understand that respectfully, then I've done my job. But if I've got tens of thousands of subscribers and you're telling them the same lies, all you're doing is provoking a situation which is just going to be worse, and people will lose money. A lot of them are doing on live streams to get live stream super chat money from their subscribers. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the wonderful information. Here, have some money. I really appreciate it. You're the best. And then 2 days later he goes, I hate you. Why did you do this to me? I've lost money. Now what do I do? Block. Guys, you're intelligent people. I know this. Use that intelligence. Be smart. Don't be scammed into believing the hype just for clickbait. And certainly not for views. You're worth more than that. Anybody who's on my channel knows I have a great hatred. I know it's a strong word, but hatred for e-beggars. They're only trying to live off your money. And I don't want to put you down that road. I will try to update you with the best travel information that I can. Another good vlogger for this, which I'll also link down below, would be people like Philly in the Philippines or Andy Omar, right? They seem to have level heads, and they will put the information where it needs to be. They're not going to talk bullshit to you. They're going to tell you how it is. Whether you appreciate it or not, it is as it is. You cannot travel to the Philippines just yet. Guys, be smart. Stay safe. You will get there in time. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now. But just understand that tourism right now until at least the third or fourth quarter of this year, 2021, will not happen. Maybe not anytime soon. So don't buy a ticket. Save up your money until the time comes. But you will soon be able to travel. Just be patient. Anyway, thank you for your time and your understanding. And I hope this was informative. Please leave a comment if you want. Like, share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. All right? The more people that I can help, the better. And I, just like you, would like to go back to my home. My kids miss me. My nephews and nieces miss me. And I miss them. And it breaks my heart that I can't be there. But I've got to be smart. And I'm sure you guys will too. So thanks once again from me at the Calendar Chronicles, Perry. And I'll see you on the next one. Won't be long for that one. Just stay tuned. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.